Hey coach, I am having trouble getting my residents to renew their lease. What can I do? Here's a couple of ideas that might help you out. Hey everybody, it's Mark Dolfini, landlord coach. I hope you are doing amazing. Yes, I've run into this same problem all the time when I have residents that say, yeah, I want to renew, and then you can't ever get them to sign a new lease, and then you wind up in a month-to-month sucky situation, and you really can't do much with that, right? And then, of course, what ends up happening, especially not great in the northern parts of the United States, is when there's snow on the ground, and then they come up and give you a 30-day notice, or they just up and leave. Yes, that happens. So what to do? Well, here's the thing. If you're finding yourself getting to the middle or the end of leasing season, and there is a season for that, I'm fairly certain Hallmark doesn't make a card for that. In the middle of leasing season is not the time to be asking them if they're going to be renewing their lease. This is a conversation you should have had probably 90 to 120 days ago, if not further out. The reason being is because you should be re-underwriting those people because you don't know what in their life has changed. The same assumptions that you made back when you first leased them, you really can't go on those same assumptions that are still in place today. For example, if you had two people that were living, two income earners that were living in the house at one point in time, and someone runs off with the babysitter, and there maybe only be one person living in the house, right? So you can't go on that same assumption. You really should be re-underwriting those individuals, and quite frankly, I don't think it's out of the realm of reasonable to also charge them an application fee again if you're having to re-underwrite them. I mean, again, it is your time, and you should be compensated for that. And again, the small expense that they'll have out of pocket is way cheaper than having to move. And realistically, the responsible thing to do is to make sure that you're not setting them up to fail. You want to make sure that they still have enough income to pay the bills and go out and buy bread and go do some stuff once in a while. All right, so you're re-underwriting them, you're doing this stuff 90, 120 days out, and you send them a renewal offer. Okay, so the renewal offer isn't just the new lease. It's just to say, hey, I'm willing to renew your lease. This is the price, this is the terms, yada, yada. Okay, so what to do if they have not responded back to that renewal offer? Well, you, ideally, meaning your VA or some assistant, not you, is reaching back out to them to say, hey, it's 60, 90 days out. We're going to extend this renewal offer to you. Here's the thing. If it gets to 30 days out and they have not responded, they've not given any indication at all that they're going to renew, that property should be placed on the market to rent. I mean, it's you owe it to yourself. You have to keep the ball moving because you need some certainty. You need to know, hey, if I'm going to lock in this price for you for the next 12 months or so, whatever you determine, if I'm going to lock in this price for the next 12 months, I need some certainty that you're going to plan on staying there. So, of course, situations come up, but you need to make sure that you're staying in front of them. Don't wait until 2 days before their lease is set to expire to extend a renewal offer to them. So here it is. It's 30 days out. You should be placing that property on the market and marketing it, and go and put a for rent sign in the yard. Let them know. Don't be a jerk about it, but let them know, hey, I know you haven't renewed your lease yet, but here's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to start marketing the property because I just got to have some certainty. Now, if you're going, let's say that you've done that. Let's say you've reached out to them and they're still hem-hawing around. Honestly, it should be in your lease that you have the right to show the property with reasonable notice. Now, I define reasonable notice in my lease. And if you need a copy of the $1 Million Lease, just go to landlordcoach.com. For a small fee you can pay, you can get the copy of the $1 Million Lease. But here's the thing. If you are reasonably reaching out to them with a couple days in advance and showing up at their property with other people to lease the property, I don't see a problem with that, and they shouldn't either. They need to know that you've got, you're respecting their privacy, but you've got to have some certainty too. This is a business, and you need to make money. That's not a horrible thing. So what I would suggest is if you're getting to the end of the lease and you still don't have a renewal acceptance from these people, or if you're getting very close to the end of the lease and you haven't reached out to them yet, you might want to extend them a little bit of grace because that's your fault, not theirs. but maybe extend them to like 30 days and say, hey, look, if you don't renew, say by the end of June, I'm going to have to place the property on the market to get it rented. Again, I need to have some certainty. And that gives them plenty of notice so you are not left in the lurch. Okay, I hope these tips are helpful for you. If you have any specific questions, you're always welcome to reach out to me. You can just drop me an email at mark@landlordcoach.com or reach out to me on Facebook. I'm happy to help you any way that I can. Please remember, if you don't place a value on your free time, someone else will. But most important, there is no amount of money that will make time irrelevant. Have a great rest of your day. Take good care.